Begin by turning on your iPad and opening up the Sketchbook app. It's shaped like a pencil. If you have a drawing on there, you will need to clear the screen by clicking the first box at the top menu. Click on the paintbrush. It says New Sketch. Then click Create. Now click the red X, Discard Current Sketch, and then the red word Discard again. Now you have a nice blank screen. To be able to see the entire page, use your pinchy fingers and make it a little bit smaller so that you can see the entire page. Now go to the top menu and select the ruler. We will use this as a guide to draw our castle. We want to turn our ruler vertical. To be able to change directions, put 2 fingers on it and flip it. Make sure at the bottom it says the angle is 90 degrees. Now make sure your color is selected at black and choose the technical pen around size 5. Put the guide ruler in the middle of your page and trace both sides of it. You want the lines to try to start and stop at about the same place. Notice it ends closer to the bottom. If you make a mistake, remember you can hit the undo button at the top. Once you have completed both of those lines, starting and stopping at about the same spot, turn the ruler off by tapping on it again and then connect the 2 lines. You want to make sure that there is no space between your 2 lines. This will be very important for when we color it in later. So use your pinchy fingers and zoom in to make sure there is no space where you have connected those. Then zoom back out and make sure the angle says 0 as you're zooming your page back out. Now we're going to turn the guide ruler back on so we can add towers to our castle. So click on the ruler and line it up with the rectangle you just created. So the edges of the ruler are touching the edges of your rectangle. Extend those lines up past the original rectangle. Now we're going to make the other side of the tower. Slide your guide ruler over however thick you want the tower to be, and then match the length. Make sure the bottom lines up with the bottom of the rectangle and the top lines up with the top of the line. So we're trying to match the tops and bottoms. Now we will turn the guide ruler back off and zoom in on the towers we just created. In order to make them look round instead of flat, we're going to connect the top and bottom with lines that curve like a smile. Once again, you want to make sure that your lines connect and there are no white spaces in between them. Again, very important for when we color it in later. Once you have completed those towers, zoom back out, again making sure the angle is at 0, and turn your guide ruler back on. We're going to create 2 more towers using that same process. This one I'm going to make much wider. So decide how tall you want it to be. Make sure the bottom lines up with the bottom of your original rectangle. When you make the second one, make sure it's the same height as your first one. Then turn off your guide ruler, zoom in, and add lines that curve like a smile to the top and the bottom, making sure that they connect with no blank space in between them. It helps to zoom in where you are connecting these lines. Do the same on both sides. Zoom out a little bit and then zoom into the top of your skinny towers. We're going to add tower toppers to these. Start by lengthening the lines at the top of the tower. So I'm going to go out past the tower and curve it, and then I will connect the tops with a triangle shape. Do the same for both sides. Let's zoom back out and turn our guide ruler back on to create one more set of towers. These towers are going to come out of the thicker ones on the side of our skinny ones. So slide your guide ruler over, start on the bottom tower and trace it. Make sure you trace 2 lines to complete the tower. Again, you want to make sure that both of your lines are ending at about the same place on your page. Do the same on both sides. Once you get your towers traced, or the size of the tower traced, you're going to turn the guide ruler back off and connect the tops with curved lines. You can go ahead and curve out past the sides of the tower and add the triangle toppers, since you know that's what's coming next. We're going to zoom back out and use our guide ruler one last time. This time we want to change it to a horizontal direction. Remember to use 2 fingers and flip it so that the angle says 0. Then, near the top of the 2 towers, draw a line to connect them. If your line is too short or too long, remember you can use that undo button. Now we can zoom in and add some battlements at the top. Draw square shapes. Go over, down, over, up. Over, down, over, up. From one tower to the next. Now we're ready to add color. Find the paint bucket from the top tool menu. Click it. Then select the color you want for your castle. Your castle can be any color. All you have to do to color it in is tap inside each shape. If it spills out onto the background, that's because you did not make sure those lines were connected. So you'll have to zoom in and check all your connections. To save your progress to continue working next time, click that first square and then click on Gallery. You're going to click Save to Gallery. That way you can keep working in the Sketchbook app without losing all the hard work we did today. Take a screenshot and send your progress to Canvas.